Hi, everybody.
Hey.
All right, hey, it's good to see you guys again. Back here with my son,
Yep.
Marques James.
Hey, everyone.
And I am Miss Esther, and we're here to talk about a little bit of history. But we are specifically here today to address anti-Semitism. We just want to kind of put our heart out how we feel about it,
Yep.
which we really don't like anti-Semitism. We
Right.
hate it. And so we just want to throw out a few facts and, hey, just talk about why we should not be anti-Semitic. My son will address it more on a spiritual level. We're both Christians, but he can address it more of a spiritual level. Me, I'm going to stick more with the historical and a more secular perspective. But so you were saying when we were talking earlier, you were talking about the extremes.
Yeah, the extremes. So the extremes right now is the left-wing extremists and the right-wing extremists being anti-Semitic, and a lot of them have not really studied what's going on in Israel. They've not studied the fact that no, Israel did not commit genocide. They also are not going to reveal the information of how Prime Minister Bibi actually sent out information for folks in the area to leave so they can be safe, so they wouldn't get attacked. They're not going to mention that information. So
text messages,
leaks, please, thank you. And on a spiritual level, as a righteous man, I support Israel and I support Jews because, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob made it very clear to Abraham that, I will bless your seed, I will curse your seed, to curse your seed. And so I want to always make sure I'm doing God's promised seed right, no matter what. And so, and I still pray for Israel. And so the thing is, please make sure you're looking at the right information, what's going on. Please study for yourself. Don't just go along with what certain people are saying.
Not even what we're saying.
Right.
I mean, I don't mind you questioning us at all. And please comment, even if it contradicts what we say. Yeah. That's okay. So picking up from what he was saying about genocide, like he was saying, Bibi Netanyahu, he has let them know where they're going to attack, so that the innocent people can get out of the way. And there are a lot of innocent people in Gaza. There are so many. There are good people there too. Yeah. And so we're dealing with Hamas that brought all this murder and violence and everything. And I'm not saying all of the Gazans are innocent, because some of them get on camera and say that they want to do it again, and they want to bring this violence, and so that has happened. But then there were many Gazans who worked in Israel and who were really blessed by Israel. Right. That's their jobs and things like that. So so my prayers are definitely with the Gazans also, as well as with Israel. Right. And as for genocide, it's kind of odd because the Palestinians have increased in numbers actually, and not decreased. Something else that I would say, look something up for me. Okay, just do this. I want you to just go to Google image and do research on the Ethiopian famine, and you will see what a real famine looks like. It is startling, and in that they're trying to equivalate what they're seeing in Gaza with what happened with Ethiopia. It's very, very different. So you can tell that the people of Gaza have had food, whereas in Ethiopia during it's been many years ago, but there's still a lot of pictures. You can tell that they literally did not have food for many, many days. Looks like weeks at a time. Maybe they were only drinking. I mean, it was really bad. So there's a difference between the Gazan famine and the Ethiopian famine.
Big difference, yeah.
Yeah, and another thing is that from the resources that I am getting, several resources, Israel has actually taken millions of pounds of food to the Palestinians also. And for some reason, people don't want to talk about that. I've never seen that. Never, all the history that I said, I have a master's degree in history of education, and I've never seen anyone do the opposing party as well as Israel has. I mean, letting them know where to go, so that you don't get bombed, and also feeding them. I mean, this is historic. And so we need to look at this whole thing. Also, I want to say historically, too, when I talk to young people, they don't know how tiny Israel is. They think that Israel's this big country that's just swallowing up all the other countries.
Yeah.
Right. They also think that there was this great Palestinian country, and then Israel just all these, especially they'll say white Jews from Europe came and just took over and all this. And I'm like, no, it wasn't that way at all. As a matter of fact, for several hundred years, it was the Ottoman Turks that actually had colonized that area, and they did not leave until their defeat after World War II, 1918, when the British took over. And it would be the British a few years later that would start splitting the land and giving the Jews their portion, Arabics their portion, and things like that. I mean, there's so much that we can say, and it's right there. It's not really hard to find it. You need to go to historic places like encyclopedia.com, history.com, things, that are not political, that just have been for years, just telling the truth about history. I think Britannica.com is still online, and different things like that. Okay, you need to look up encyclopedias, even if you go to an old library or to any library, and especially look at the encyclopedias from years ago before all this politics come, because people they want to reinvent history with a lot of stuff right now. They want to reinvent history with slavery and right. Good and bad. I mean, it's really odd. I've never seen anything like it, know.
Yeah, and that's one of the reasons there's a lot of antisemitism happening, because in this country especially is because people who was trying to recreate history of slavery that happened to African Americans is inspired the left-wing extremists, right-wing extremists to try to recreate history about what's going on with the Jews.
Yeah.
And people got to keep this in mind. I need to point this out historically too. Please remember, when you study the history of white supremacy, the white supremacy system is anti-Semitic and anti-black and anti-anything that's not white. So always remember that. It's not something to play around with. It's something serious. And that's why a lot of Jewish brothers and sisters I've met through the years, the reason why they are not a fan of the Ku Klux Klan or neo-Nazi, because they know that they are also anti-Semitic. Mm-hmm. And so please keep that in mind. And I want to also point this out really quick too. Please study the history of what happened with white supremacy, with Hitler, what happened to the Ku Klux Klan in this country, all those things. So that way you have a clear understanding of what's going on. And you also have a clear understanding why people who were not a part of those supremacy groups are anti-Semitic as well.
Yeah, and I, when I first started doing these little shorts, I mean, I just have this little channel, 75 subscribers at this point, and I did some things on social Darwinism, and that will help you understand how it is that, you had all these very wonderful white people in the 1800s that gave their life so that my people can be free. That and I want to say how much I love and appreciate
them big time,
and bless their memory for it.
Right.
And then it seems like within a generation or two, there was this just terrible stuff that went on.
Right.
But if you look up social Darwinism, you'll understand how that happened. I do talk about it in some of my earlier episodes, but you can find information on that throughout the web too. And that is, they put it in the schools. That's how they're doing now. They, people put things in the school, their political things, and get the kids when they're young. And kids that would have grown up in the late 1800s and the early 1900s, loving all people, were taught that they were superior and other people's lives were not as worthy and all that kind of stuff. And that's what you'll find with social Darwinism. And you'll understand how a lot of this anti-Semitism, anti-black, any people of color, Asian, the Asians went through it too, because of social Darwinism, Hispanics and everything. So, but we are here to say that we hate every kind of racism, every kind of, no, it's the content of the character. Please get to know people that are different than you, that don't believe like you. I mean, I've got friends that are atheist, agnostic. I'm a Christian, but they're not. Friends that are Catholic, Mormon, and everything. I believe what I believe, and I believe that it is right. I'm not, do I try to convert them? Yeah.
Same here.
We do.
Yeah.
But at the same time, Even if I don't convert you, I can still love you.
Right.
I can still respect you and treat you with respect. We can always treat each other with mutual respect. That's what this country is about.
Right.
Free speech and everything. Speaking of free speech, please give us your opinion. Even if it contradicts ours, that's okay. As long as we can have an intelligent conversation, we're good. All right. We don't want this to go long. It's already gone a little over 10 minutes, Yeah. Let us know what you think, and we appreciate you taking the time and talking with us. Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
All right. Thanks, son.
Yep. Happy Labor Day.
Yes. Happy Labor Day.
Yes,
hope you're having a good time with your family. I'm having a good time with this guy here. All right. So we don't have a lot of family here. We live a long way from family, so it's not a lot of us here, but still, hey. We pray you have a very blessed day and blessed rest of the week and life and all that. All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Oh.